how do you know if your child is right for ABA, Evelyn? Because I'm going to say it's right for everybody, not just your child. It's right for you. It's right. Olympic athletes use ABA.
Well,
so
research is, it can help everyone, but I have to say not every family will accept ABA. Okay, so families may come in, they come in for an intake, and I always can help the child. Every child that comes through, in adult, whatever, it's like there's things that we can do. ABA can be effective. There's a ton of research on it. I've had a lot of experience it, but I have to say that usually it is the family who may not want ABA. And so, so like when we do an intake, we talk to the family and let them know what ABA truly is, because it is giving up a lot of how maybe you think you should parent, or maybe the culture in your family. And the thing is, a good ABA program will help try to like work with the cultural part. But I have to say that there are people who come in who just can't, just for whatever reason it is, they have a hard time accepting ABA as something that's going to be good for their child. And so that does happen. But if you're talking about just purely any person who comes in, whether small or adult, ABA can work, because ABA looks at the individual child. There's not one curriculum for everybody where you do the same thing. We look at you and say, like, what are the things that are not making you not functional right now? What are the things that are keeping you from having the best life that you can? And then being able to program in that way, and being able to use reinforcers, so things that really motivate the person to get things done. ABA, when it's done right, most of our families, patients love it, because it's like the first time they really understand how it works. You know, I do this and this is what I get in return. When they don't like it, it's, I have some teens who don't like it. And I always say that has more to do with the deficit they have, because maybe, you know, a lot of our people that come through have a black and white view. So like the first time a kid told me, I couldn't understand why he didn't like math, because he was so good at it. He was like 7 years old and doing almost calculus, but he kept saying he was bad at math. And we worked on language. And then by time he got, like, it took about 1.5 years, he looked at me and I said, why don't you like math? And he said, it's the only time the teacher comes by and tells me to erase something. And that means I failed. And then I was like, no, this is a flexibility understanding issue. And it was like, he either was successful and perfect, or he failed. And that's the part that needed to be addressed, because he was like, if you tell me I have autism, it means I failed. And so I don't want autism, and I don't want therapy, because if I have therapy, that means I have autism. And I mean, but it took like a good 1.5 years. And this is like a child with a very high IQ, lots of, you know, could talk to you, no problem coming in, but he couldn't tell me what he thought. You know, he couldn't tell people what he was really thinking. And it took a good amount of time to get him to have the language to be able to tell someone what he was thinking. And so we do get teens who come in who don't want therapy because it means something's wrong with them. And no, that's not it. It's just that this is something, the way that you learn is different. And there are some things that are blocking you, and we can teach you how to unblock you so that you can be successful and go on your merry way, you know, whatever way that is. And sometimes that is, but most of the time ABA is very effective.
Yeah. Yeah. But you have to do enough of it, and you have to do it often enough.
Yeah.
And you have to ride through those extinction bursts that Evelyn was talking about.
Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.